Hey, real estate professionals, if you're actually spending money on this stuff at the moment, this is junk mail to go into people's mailboxes to get listing leads and help sell products, then hang on to your hats because I got something for you to think about as an alternative. Hi, it's Aaron Malik from realestatemarketing.net.au here, and today I just wanted to talk to you about the whole idea of something that a lot of people still do in the industry, and that's this stuff. So where I live in if you're not in Perth listening to this, I live in a small Perth suburb called Innaloo. Yes, it's similar to Inner Toilet, but anyway. And every day I get something in my mailbox from this, and some days I get 5 of these at once. Okay, I live literally next door to a real estate agency, so if I need a real estate agent, I can walk like 5 meters that way and get one. But anyway, so there's a lot of you out there that are still doing this stuff, and I guess the idea behind it is I want to get my brand name out there, and if I consistently put this stuff out, they might remember me, and fingers crossed they might stick one of these on the fridge and call me if it's a calendar or something like that. Now, for those of you who've done my rework course, you'll know that I'm the weird guy who collects junk mail, real estate junk mail. So there's a folder full of it here, literally hundreds of these things, along with this big chunk of, 50 or 60 of these things that I've been collecting for a little while. And I want to talk to you about, number one, how effective they are, because the feedback I always ask this question in my course, who does it? Who does junk mail like this? And how effective it is. And there's still a sort of a decent number of people that do it, whether it's individual agents or an agency doing it for the whole agency. But in general, it's pretty rare for someone to say, it worked great, I want to do more of it, let me spend my money on it kind of thing. And I guess the reason is, number one, it is, when it turns up, it's usually bundled in with a whole pile of catalogues of the local newspaper. And as you know as well as I do, most people sort their mail over the bin. So open the mailbox, pull it out, junk mail, straight in the bin. Oh, there's a letter. It's usually a bill. Okay. So that's one of the problems with using this stuff. Now, look, there's no denying it can work at the right place at the right time, and you've got to be out there to get to be seen, obviously. But here's the thing: you're trying to get past that shoved in with all the other catalogs issue. The ways to deal with that is that you have to either have someone deliver it separately from all of the other junk mail, so it ends up in there at a separate time, and that's one option. But obviously, that raises the price. The other option is to actually take your flyer and stick it in an envelope so that someone, and then shove that in the mailbox. It stands out a little bit more. The better option again is if you can stick your flyer in the envelope and hand write the homeowner's name on it. So almost a point of sending individual direct mail to people like we used to do in the old days. Now, that is probably, if you looked at all of those options, that's probably the one that would actually be the most effective. If you could hand write the name and address of the homeowner and stick that in there and send it to them, chances are they're going to open it and they're going to read it. Now, they might still throw it in the bin, but if you give them good value and you stay in front of them, you will get a better result. The problem with that is the cost. So, what's a stamp these days? At least $1, I think. Then the envelope, then the time to stuff the flyers in the envelope and hand write them and all that kind of stuff, and it gets pretty expensive. So what I want to do is, if your farm is, let's say 1,000 homes, for example, or 500 homes or whatever, you're talking at least $1, probably $1.50 per home by the time, $1.50 at least by the time you pay for the printing of the flyer, the envelope, the stamp. And then if you take your time into account to do it, it's probably $2 a letter by that stage. So if you've got 1,000 homes in your patch, then that's $2,000 to do. It's not something you can do every month. Well, I don't know any agents that can do that every month. It's just not cost effective, and the chances of getting a return on it are pretty low. So I want to talk to you about the idea of something different. So let's work on the basis that let's say you were doing this, you were sticking letters in an envelope, hand addressing them and shipping them out to people. And let's just say that you spent, you didn't have a big budget, maybe you didn't have a big market, but you spent $100 a month, that's all. So if we're talking $2 a letter, you're sending out 50 letters. Now, you know as well as I do that 50 letters is not going to make much difference, but work with me on this one. So over the year, you're going to spend $1,200 in terms of cost and time, basically. Now, what else could you do with that $1,200? So the thing that I always talk about and I want to suggest as an option is using Facebook ads, but most particularly using Facebook ads to promote video content. So why that? Well, number one, Facebook is a much easier avenue for you to get in front of people. They don't get delivered in the bunch of newspapers and go straight into the bin. If they've got a phone and or a computer or a laptop or a tablet, you can get in front of them because the vast majority of people out there do have a Facebook account. So if you had $1,200 to spend over a year in Facebook, what would you get for that? So at the moment, the cost in Facebook to reach a person, look, it varies, and this number may be completely wrong in 6 months or 3 months or whatever, but you're probably looking around about the $20 mark to get your ad in front of 1,000 people. That doesn't mean to say they click on the ad, they just, as they're scrolling through the news feed, mostly on their phone probably, they're going to see your video ad, okay? So if you've got $1,200 to spend, and it's $20 per 1,000, that means that for the $1,200 you could get in front of 60,000 people. That number may not be completely accurate, but it'll do. Now, your farm may not be 60,000 people, okay? But if your farm was 1,000 people, then that means you can get in front of 1,000 people 60 times in a year. And the beauty with Facebook ads is that if they stop and actually watch your video, if they click on it, if they click the like, if they share, any of those kind of things, you can actually measure that. When this stuff goes out, you don't know if it goes in the bin or on the fridge or what it is. 99.9% of the time it goes in the bin, I can guarantee you. You don't know. All you can do is keep your fingers crossed and hope that somebody calls you back 3 or 6 months later and says, I've had your flyer, can you come talk to me? With Facebook video ads, you can actually measure just about everything that happens. So if someone clicks a like on it, and or they share it, or they post a comment, or they ask a question, that engagement means that somebody's liking it, they're interested in it, it's a message that they want to receive. And so you could do 1,000 people 60 times, so 60 videos over a year of you being out there as the local real estate professional, talking about the market out there, talking about the homes that are selling, tips on how to prepare your home for sale, tips on how to buy homes, tips on interest rates going up or going down, local news, talking about something, if there's some sort of school carnival out there, just you telling them, hey, ABC School's got a sports carnival this Saturday, get along there, we'll be doing a sausage sizzle or something like that. Just getting to see your name and your face out there. And if you were to do that, I guarantee you in 12 months' time with that $1,200 you just spent, your brand name recognition and the number of people that would be coming back to you asking to talk to you about real estate would be massively higher than the idea of sending this stuff out. Now, even if you're just sending the cheap flyers without hand addressing them, so it might cost you a couple $100 to send 500 of them, you'll still get a better result doing it this way. And how do you record the video? Get on the phone. Every single smart home has a camera these days. And the microphone's built in. If you want to go out and buy a microphone, you can. You don't need to get anything too exorbitant. Most phones will, they'll have like you can buy a phone that will plug into like a wireless microphone, one of those, they call them a lavalier microphone. You can pick one of those up, a decent one for $50 or less, and get out there and do it. Go buy yourself a tripod. They cost, I bought one for $50. Tripods you can get attachment clips for phones. My phone's quite a big phone, so I need a bigger than normal clip, but if you've got a smaller one than this is a 6-inch phone, then it's much easier for you to get hold of those clips. So for $100 you've got your phone. Well, you've got your phone already, but for $100 you've got your microphone, you've got your tripod, and you've probably got a clip in there somewhere as well to hold it, and you can be out there shooting video content. So if you've got 60 videos a year divided by 12, you could do, if my maths is correct and done on the fly, you could do 5 videos a month, and you would just spend your $1,200 promoting those videos out to your 1,000 audience, or your 500 or your 2,000, whatever it is. As I said, I guarantee you within 12 months, you would be the brand name in your market when it came to real estate. You'd be crazy not to do it. It's a much, much better use of your money. And for those of you, individual agents, maybe you don't have a lot of money to spend on your own marketing, who can't afford $100 a month? If you can't afford $100 a month, you probably are, you've got other issues to worry about, I suspect. So, don't have coffee for a month. You could all afford it, but just get out there and do that. In terms of how to edit the video, so if we go to, I'll just quickly zip over to YouTube and I'll show you a video clip I've got there which will show you how to do the video editing with a free app. So hang on a sec. Okay, so if you go back to YouTube and do a search for realestatemarketing.net.au and then click on my channel, you'll actually, and that's the logo there, you'll actually find this particular video called Adobe Premiere Clip Android Video Editing Demonstration on a Samsung phone. So this is a free piece of software called Adobe Premiere Clip, which you can download. It's available for Android and for iPhone, so both options are available. You just do a Google search for it, you'll find it and download it. And this video is start to finish on how to do editing. You don't need anything complicated. You can do this on your phone or your tablet. You just need to get out there and do it. By the way, this is my most popular video by long shots. Had almost 23,500 views. So it's obviously a topic that people are really interested in. So anyway, if you want to find it, just search for Adobe Premiere Clip Android Video Editing Demonstration, or search for my realestatemarketing.net.au website and get out there and use it. Now, those of you with iPhones, there's also iMovie. I'm an Android user, so I don't have iMovie, but I believe it's a good app. I don't know if it's free anymore or whether you have to pay for it, but from what I've seen of it in the past, it's a pretty good app. I can guarantee you if you've got iMovie and you just do iMovie tutorial, and you'll find 5 zillion videos with how to use iMovie. So maybe say iMovie for iPhone, just to be precise, so it's not for the PC. So video editing in iPhone, there's a heap of tutorials there that you can learn how to use it. So either one, whether you use Adobe Clip or whether you use iMovie or whether you use something else, doesn't really matter to me. Just use it. So that's it, ladies and gents. I hope you found that little discussion helpful. Please stop wasting your money on this stuff. Seriously, this is so 1985. If you are not getting the return you want and or the return is too slow with this, then go the alternative option. I've given you a $1,200 solution for a year's worth of marketing that just about any agent could do. And you just have to get out there, shoot some video, publish it, and use Facebook to promote it. For those of you who have not used Facebook ads before, they've got actually I'll jump in and show you a sec. Hang on a sec. So I've just gone into Facebook Ads Manager, and if you go here under campaigns and click the green button, and you'll see here in objective, there's an option for video views. If you click that, and then go down and name the campaign and continue, you can get started actually creating the video. And that's a campaign type you might want to use to get your video ads out there so people see them. So that's it for me. I hope you found that useful. Get out there and do it. And hey, if you get some videos up and running, send me a link to them. Let me know how you go with them. I'd love to see what they look like. All right, have a great day. I'll speak to you again another time. Bye.